Oh hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Sky Bobby and you're watching Sky Bobby TV. It's about that time, folks. A lot of states in the country have already begun voting and casting their ballots, picking the next president of the United States, the next senator, the next congressman, the next mayor, the next governor, the next proposition. There's a lot to be voted on, and make sure you vote. I just got my ballot in the mail. I can't wait to rip this open. And we've been hearing this for a while now, that this is probably the most important election of our lifetime. And so they also sent me a election book, which I normally don't really look at. I'm kind of one of those people who skim through it and say, okay, I know who I'm going to vote for president, I know who I'm going to vote for senator, and just move on. But I think this time I'm going to take the time and actually go through all the elections, the initiative, the propositions, and all the other stuff. Don't worry, I won't bore you and do it online or anything like that. I think voting is a personal thing, and you should vote what's best for you, your family, and what's best for the country. That being said, I cannot wait to cast this vote. Many of you already know my voting philosophy and who I'm voting for, so there's need to hash over that. I do respect anybody who votes, period. Whether you vote blue, red, liberal, conservative, just do your civic duty and vote. Especially if you're a person of color and an African American. I'd like to remind people that it was a time where we couldn't vote at all. We didn't have a choice. And now that we have a choice, we still don't turn out in big numbers, unless a black man runs for president or a black woman. But I think people of color, we need to get more involved in the election. If you've been following me and watching my videos, you guys probably know I've been by myself for the last 3 weeks. My husband's been back home in upstate New York, visiting his family and everything. I went up there for a week and saw the leads. And it's been kind of weird being by myself. I was like, oh yeah, you go ahead, you go do your thing. But now I want him to come back. Can you come back? No, he needs to stay as long as he needs to stay. I'm doing okay. Thankfully, I've been getting trips and working, keeping myself busy. But yesterday I cooked myself dinner and I wanted steak so bad. I wanted a ribeye or a porterhouse, and I couldn't find a porterhouse, so I settled for a ribeye. But I had to cook two. Every time I've cooked steak, I've always cooked one for Kelly, and I've cooked a steak for myself. And I kept that tradition, so I went and bought 2 ribeyes. I cooked it in our fryer, and made the sides. I had rice and mashed potatoes. No, I had mashed potatoes. I didn't have the rice. And I had corn on the cob, and that was divine. And then today I had the leftovers of what Kelly would have had, so it kind of worked out that I had 2 days worth of meals, which saves money, it saves time, so I don't have to cook again, so that was pretty cool. But it's been so weird not having my boo here, but I can do it. We could be separate. And probably more because I haven't had a trip this week, but I'm leaving out tomorrow to go somewhere, and that keeps my mind busy and everything. But yeah, being single in a pandemic, what are you guys doing? Like, at least I have a choice and I have a spouse and I have somebody going through this COVID thing, but I'm just trying to imagine people who are single. How does it feel? You know, are you happy you're single and you don't have somebody bugging you all day? Is there a lot of marriages now being divorced because people are actually spending time with their spouse and their children? Where are you at in this COVID thing when it comes to relationship? Are you dating during COVID? And if you are dating, how are you dating? Are you meeting people online and doing the virtual thing? Or are you going out and you're both wearing a mask at a dinner date outside? How are you dating today? If you're single, I want to know. Let me know in the comments down below. We've been married for about 6 years and been together for 16 years. And I think the last 6 months has been the time when we spent actually the most time together. And I gotta say, it's made our relationship stronger. We communicate a lot better. We talk more. We do other things that are none of your business. But I'm trying, lately, these days or weeks, I've been trying to find the good out of what COVID has given us and some of the things that I'm blessed for and thankful for, because a lot of people are not as blessed right now than me. And even when it comes to a lot of people waiting for that stimulus package that our government needs to get on the ball and take care of, But it's making me realize how people are suffering out there when it comes to everything, not just economics, but relationships, keeping their mind together, not seeing loved ones like your parents. Someone gets sick and they go to the hospital and you can't go there and you can't hold their hands during surgery, which happened to me about 3 or 4 months ago. My mother had a surgery, and we couldn't go in the hospital. We had, I was going to be as close as I could, so we were actually outside of the hospital waiting for it to wake up. And she's had surgeries in the past where when she woke up, I was the first person she saw because I'm her oldest. And that was tough. That's when I realized this is serious, when I couldn't see my mother when she woke up from surgery. It also made me realize how people are affected in so many different ways that a lot of us don't even think about because we're being selfish like myself and just worrying about what's going on with me. But I think if we look at the good that COVID's coming out, there's no good in a pandemic or an infection disease, but I'm that person who try to find good out of something. What have I've learned from this disease? What can I do better? How can I not let this disease take over my life? Not be afraid of it. Not let this disease win by keeping the fear in us. And just lately, I think I've been thinking about it just recently, and I think because yesterday was Mental Health Awareness Day, and a lot of us, including myself, it's hard to admit that you might have some kind of mental health in you, and that it's a shameful thing, that it's one of those diseases that most people don't talk about because it's so shameful. I opened up a little bit in one of my videos, if you go check it out, how I have a mild case of mental illness. And the only reason why I came out about that was because Michelle Obama had came out, and I can't think of the name, what she called it, but it was a mild case of mental illness. But and I think this COVID is bringing it out of all of us. So we have 2.5 more months for 2020, and we all can agree that we need to get to that January of 2021 as quick as possible because this year is a hot mess. But the way that this pandemic is being held in this country, I can see it trickling over to 2021. We're nowhere near out of the woods, and wear your mask. It's one of the easiest, safest defense you have right now during COVID, especially if you're going outside. I'm looking at this news coverage, which is probably my biggest mistake, and seeing people out there without masks. I was just in Chicago in the Michigan Mile, one of the famous shopping area in Chicago, and there were tons of people without masks. I'm like, no big deal. Even if I know you're outside, I know you're walking, but any chance that I can wear a mask, I wear a mask. If I'm not eating or drinking or nobody's around me, I tend not to wear a mask, or if I'm videotaping and nobody's here, I won't wear a mask. But any other time, it's almost like it's part of me now, like brushing your teeth. I make sure I grab my mask and wear it. Wear your mask. And I think it's going to get worse because the holidays are coming and people are getting fatigued with this shelter in place. And for me, Thanksgiving is probably the most celebrated holiday I do with my family. That's the one holiday I want to spend time with family. And this year, I think a lot of families are not going to have Thanksgiving dinner. Come on now, no turkey, no honey baked ham, not your crazy uncle doing something crazy that is embarrassing your family. The day after Christmas shopping, and then Christmas comes. It's the holidays. What is going to happen in these next few months? And we'll know by then the outcome of the election. And I know half the country, whether you are for or against the president, somebody's not going to be happy. Somebody's going to lose the election and somebody's going to win the election. So that means we're divided right now as a country, and half of us are not going to agree on some things. Are you guys ready for a civil war? Like, what is going to happen? They're already trying to kidnap governors of states. Our president is endorsing I don't know if he's endorsing, but he's not endorsing. He's not denouncing white supremacy. So it kind of reminds, remember Y2K when everybody was getting bunkers and shelters and thought the world was going to end with the computer Y2K kind of a thing? That feeling, I feel that coming now, like, you know, D-Day is coming. Anyway, I wanted to get a few things off my chest, and I feel a lot better right now talking to you guys. You guys have always been there for you, my loyal Sky Boys and Sky Girls. And if you're new to this channel and you just stumbled on this hot mess, welcome. Make sure you subscribe down below and you hit the like button. If you like this video, which I always say, if you got this far in the video, you'll probably like the video, so go ahead and like it. And most importantly, share this video. Let people know that I'm the bomb, that you've discovered me, Sky Bobby. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this train wreck, I guess. Leave a comment down below, too. I want to hear from you guys. I love when you guys leave comments, and I try to respond to every comment that you leave. And that's all, folks. Bye, girl, bye.